wrestling fans, guys, SmackDown Live tonight. Vince McMahon's Shakeup, Part 2. We're coming off of TLC, and Vince McMahon showed up on SmackDown just like he showed up on Monday Night Raw. And he shook things up a bit. We're going to dive into how he shook things up. We're going to dive into some of the new faces that we haven't seen in quite some time here tonight on this review, plus everything else that happened on SmackDown Live. Before we do that, though, don't forget to become a subscriber today. Go over to Facebook and Twitter at 2007Webby and follow me. That would be much appreciated. Plus, go and watch my Monday Night Raw review where we talk about how Vince shook things up and Triple H came out and helped him out and Shane and Stephanie did all that, plus everything that they did that we are all hoping continues and they follow up with in the upcoming weeks on Monday Night Raw. Go and check that out. Live on the channel right now. But now, SmackDown Live. When we look at this show across the board and everything that they did, brought some tag teams that we really just don't see at all. The Good Brothers. Matter of fact, before we even dive into everything about them getting that opportunity, first things first, Good Brothers made a point that they had not been on TV since August. Since August. That is absolutely horrible. No reason why a tag team should be off television for that amount of time. No matter how good or bad a rivalry is doing with the tag team division or how long those are going on with your tag team titles, there's no reason why a tag team of that caliber should be written off TV for that long of period of time. No reason whatsoever. We saw Sandy come out, cause some destruction in the tag team matchup between the Good Brothers and the Usos. The Bar came out and, quite frankly, was beaten to the punch, so to speak, because Sandy interrupted the matchup first. And then the Bar picked up the bones. Got leftovers from what Sandy caused. Now, if this goes somewhere and Sandy gets built up, hey, look, I'm all for that. That'd be great. Now, are we supposed to care a lot about Sandy right now after Sandy has been off TV for so long? Yeah, this doesn't really mean anything. It was just cool to see. So, WWE, let's continue this on and build Sanity back up to how they need to be and grow. As far as the Good Brothers are concerned, have them in a tag title matchup, honestly. You had the Revival as number one contenders, and they were misused, losing in Lucha House Party rules for weeks upon weeks. Build the Good Brothers back up to being number one contenders for the tag team championships. That would be good to see. And it's a fresh tag team that we haven't seen in quite some time, honestly. And then whichever brand the tag team you're bringing up from NXT goes to, make them a prominent role on the main roster. Do something along that nature. But in this match, Sandy makes a disqualification, and chaos happens afterwards. Now, WWE opened the show with Shane McMahon rallying the troops. Yeah, welcome to SmackDown Live. And it's a brand new SmackDown. It's a new era. Right? SmackDown. Land of opportunity. And we are going to have fresh faces and a fresh start. So on and so forth. Everybody going absolutely ballistic in the back as far as the talent is concerned, because he mentioned Monday Night Raw. That was kind of cheesy in my estimation, but that's WWE 101. Okay, you're not going to change that. There's going to be somebody out there that's going to grind, moan, groan, and complain about it. The fact of the matter is, you're not going to change those little minor details that WWE always sticks in. That kind of stuff is always going to happen, no matter how cheesy it is. Okay? So, we had that happen, and Vince and Shane spewing off that it's going to be change and new fresh matchups. So, yeah, let's all get gung-ho for SmackDown Live. Right? From there, we cut the show off with the man, Becky Lynch. And she comes out, and she pretty much makes claim that she doesn't care about all the backstage politics in the back. She doesn't care about what everybody else is doing, having a stinking barbecue and all that kind of stuff with Vince and Shane and Stephanie and all that jazz. She doesn't give 2 cents about that. So, what does she care about? Ronda Rousey. And getting her hands on Ronda Rousey. ASAP. She wants the authority to deliver Ronda Rousey to her. Absolutely fantastic. Becky Lynch is one of the best things on SmackDown. And when Charlotte came out and they were going back and forth a little bit, quite frankly, I think we are all in agreement when she was alluding to the fact that she's done standing behind the Queen. Because really, when you look at it, whether you are a Charlotte fan or not, the one that's leading the charge of this women's division of this rivalry is Becky Lynch. Okay. So they go back and forth, and next thing we know, Asuka comes out. Now, of course, they throw some cheesy cuts in on Asuka about how you've never beaten me, and I ended your streak, and blah, 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 which we all knew they were going to say something like that. And of course, Asuka, she doesn't have to really say anything except, I'm the champion, and you all aren't. Next thing we know, no chance. Vince McMahon comes out. The boss is back. Comes out. First time we've seen him on SmackDown ever since he got hit in the head with by Kevin Owens. That's the last time we've seen him on SmackDown Live. So, I mean, it's different seeing Vince McMahon on SmackDown, but I'm going to state the same thing I said last night. The one thing that every single person universally in the wrestling community is going to get annoyed with eventually is seeing the McMahon family on TV week in and week out, every single one of them. Going to get annoyed with it eventually. because the focus will be around them if they come out all the time. But Vince comes out and, hey, look, he just practically laid it out saying, Charlotte, Becky, you are in a TLC matchup. There's no disqualification. Anything goes. Anybody can interfere. If you have a problem with Ronda Rousey, go find Ronda Rousey. Take care of your business. Congratulations, Asuka, for being the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Do you want to defend your SmackDown Live Women's Championship? And everybody goes nuts. And Asuka's going crazy in the ring. And next thing we know, we see Naomi. And we see Naomi get a shot at the Women's Championship. Pretty good contest, honestly. Asuka goes over here. Is still SmackDown Women's Champion. Right decision. Honestly, I think it's a good move, good start for the show. I'm not going to sit here and be a joy juicer and say that I would want the show to start off like that every single week, but it was different. We didn't see the same three women in the title matchup. So I'm okay with that. Asuka comes out, defends her championship again next week. Hey, sounds good to me. What if she comes out and she just has an open challenge, even though it is kind of ran into the ground? What if she has an open challenge at the Royal Rumble for the championship? People tend to like that kind of stuff more on a SmackDown level than what they do on a Raw level, because Raw, they do it week after week after week after week after week. Have the SmackDown Women's Championship be based around that kind of aspect, just like John Cena did the U.S. Open Challenge. After all, Asuka, when you look at who she can face right now for the Royal Rumble, you're looking at Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, maybe. That's about it. But anyway, moving on. That's what I would do. Mr. McMahon is backstage. We saw him again. And we saw him interact with The Miz. The Miz still harping and harping and harping about how he wants to be the best in the world tag team with Dollar, Shane McMahon. Here comes the money. So, honestly, to be frank with you, I'm done with Miz and Shane. If there's one thing that WWE can pull away from SmackDown to really give at least the rivalries a good new fresh feel, okay, is pull Shane and Miz away. Done seeing it. Done. For that matter, if you want to make something new and fresh, and you're listening to your audience, since I'm on here talking about this, and we're talking about a new fresh step for SmackDown and Raw, why not change the set a little bit? I mean, theoretically, when you look at Raw and SmackDown, SmackDown is just like Monday Night Raw, except it's blue. Same set, same Titantron, same everything. It's blue, and the announcers sit by ringside. That's it. Change the setup a little bit. Have theme song before the show starts. We don't see that anymore. It just goes straight from their opening, then Now and Forever, to ladies and gentlemen, this is SmackDown Live. Things of that nature. Give it a whole new, fresh look. Okay? From top to bottom. It's just what I'm getting at. The feel that I'm getting. If you're really wanting to give us a brand new Raw and a brand new SmackDown, fresh look, fresh faces, fresh everything, change it all up. And that goes for both shows. Both shows, when it comes to the set, needs a whole new overhaul. Whole new look. It's been the same for too long. That's just me. But anyway, Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe, they come out, and honestly, Jeff Hardy, he said to Samoa Joe about how he has been here 2 years and never held a WWE championship. Not one championship. Honestly, wrestling fans, in my eyes, that is not only a burn, as they said on commentary tonight, for Samoa Joe. That is what I would consider just a downright slap in the face for all the work that he's done. It is a miscarriage of justice for Samoa Joe not to have held any type of championship by now. I mean, when you really look at it, Samoa Joe's body of work is absolutely fantastic. Granted, he's had some tremendous rivalries. AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, the list goes on. Seth Rollins, list goes on. Every rivalry he's been in, he's made better. But he hasn't been rewarded for it. This promo, this cutting, this driving the nail into it a little bit, honestly. It's supposed to be Samoa Joe saying sorry to Jeff Hardy. And then they were going to bring out some more of the demon aspect about how it's the holiday season, blah, blah, blah. But Jeff Hardy turned it around on him. The Miz and Mandy Rose took on Carmella and R-Truth. Honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, The Miz and Mandy Rose went over here, and it shows me, and it should show everybody else, how meaningless the Mixed Match Challenge is. Now, some of you might say, the Mixed Match Challenge is meaningless anyway because no one watches really Facebook Watch, and look who won. Even though we like R-Truth and Carmella, there's no way they're going to win the Royal Rumble, and they should not get the 30 entrant into the Royal Rumble match. They should just not. However, WWE, you should not take the team that just won the Mixed Match Challenge and have them lose coming right off of it, practically. I mean, seriously. Because just think of it now. Just think. Once the Mixed Match Challenge comes around again, are we going to give any sense about it? Are we going to care at all about it? No, not at all. We're not going to lift a finger to care about the mixed match challenge. But this is WWE for you. And they're just pushing Miz and Mandy Rose with this win because they don't want them to take a loss here. Daniel Bryan cuts us another segment stating that practically we are wasting away the earth. The city that they were in tonight is the most polluted one in California, so on and so forth. And he is bringing a new world to the WWE, and the WWE Universe does not want to be a part of it. Well, that's what I have to say about that. Keep doing with what you are doing with Daniel Bryan. Keep doing with what you're doing with him. Because everything D. Bryan's doing right now is fantastic as a heel. Absolutely love it. I don't see anything that you could criticize about this. Anything. And if you do, I don't know why. I really don't. Because from top to bottom, he is enhancing this character and making it grow. He just is. And finally, Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas took on Mustafa Ali and AJ Styles. This contest, I want to point something out before we even dive into this match. WWE announced, I don't know if you all heard it, that Mustafa Ali is officially a part of SmackDown Live. Officially a part of SmackDown Live. Now, what this tells me is they are not going either. Mustafa Ali is doing a tremendous job. Did a tremendous job on 205 Live that they decided to bring him up to the main roster and compete. And when he was going against Daniel Bryan last week, he did a fantastic job. And Vince McMahon loved it, or at least liked it enough to bring him up. That's one. Or WWE could be setting up 205 Live to merely be the NXT of the cruiserweights, where they will grow, they will mature, and then they will go to the main roster. One of those two things is coming to my attention, because they already did the same thing with Lucha House Party on Raw. But, I think they did that because they needed a tag team, honestly, on Monday Night Raw, because the tag team division was dead. Wait a minute. It still is. Anyway. SmackDown Live, the main event, D. Bryan, Andrade Cien Almas took on Mustafa Ali and AJ Styles. This matchup, this contest, look, they brought Andrade Cien Almas on TV. A lot of fans have been moaning and griping and complaining about Andrade Cien Almas being gone from SmackDown Live for absolutely no reason at all. I mean, none. I mean, if they could give us a legit reason why Andrade Cien Almas, why Sanity, why the Good Brothers, why all these people that we've seen why all these people that we've seen tonight, and we haven't seen in forever. Why we haven't seen them? I would love WWE to come up with an excuse. But I'm not going to complain about it because they're on TV. It's something different. And honestly, if they continue to go with this trend, then hey, why complain? Why? Why sit here, gripe, moan, groan, and complain when there's no need to? When there's none. Absolutely none. The only thing I'm going to say is this is 1 week. Okay? This is 1 week. Just like I said last night on Raw, this is 1 week. Now, Mustafa Ali and AJ Styles went over here. Shows you Mustafa Ali is here to stay. Pinned Daniel Bryan. Clean. 1, 2, 3. He's here to stay on SmackDown. He's going to make his name very well on SmackDown. No doubt about that. But this is week 1 of this shake up, fresh up. Question is, even though we usually praise SmackDown Live, are they going to continue with this trend of new faces, new fresh matches, new things blossoming on SmackDown? Are they going to continue on with the stuff that they say they're going to on Monday Night Raw? Or after 3 or 4 weeks, it's going to go right back down to the gutter? Plummet. And we're not going to see any of it. And it's going to be the same old thing. We'll have to wait and see. But this is week 1 of WWE's shake-up, so to speak. And it's coming the week before Christmas, which tells me that they're doing it because, quite frankly, nobody's going to watch, really, WWE television next week, unless you're someone like me who comes on here and does podcasts and does reviews for the fans out there. But don't forget to become a subscriber today. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. And of course, until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.